This is how we do, yeah. Chillin' laid back, straight stuntin', yeah, we do. This is how we do, do. This is how we do, yeah. Chillin' laid back, straight.
My name is Danny.
Samantha.
Jacob.
My name is Hannah.
My name is John. Like racism or just race in general?
Racism.
Back in like middle school, I would hear people say like, you know, ching chong, stuff like that, or they would assume because like I'm Asian, I'm good at math, and that we eat dogs and stuff like that. Something that's like foreign, ordinary.
Probably not until I moved here. I don't think we had really anybody in our town.
The first time that I experienced race was I was in 3rd grade and my family traveled to New York. And that was the very, very first time that I was actually experiencing race. I grew up in a really conservative town, so the only people that I was like in communication with was like Caucasian people and then Native American.
With race? What do you mean?
Like racism.
Racism?
Yeah.
I would say within the first year that I came here, because I was born in another country, which is Philippines, and within the first year, I think 6th grade, somebody was like, you should go home to your own country. Some weird kid in 6th grade, and I was just like, okay.
Well, I grew up in the city, so it was kind of already around me at that time.
I don't think my family ever spoke about race with me. It was kind of like a white privilege thing, so we didn't really experience anything with not having different rights that I feel like white American people have.
I think they were pretty open about it, considering that we lived in the cities where it's already fairly diverse. So they just kind of talked with me about it as we went along.
They never really talked to me about it. I don't know. They just haven't experienced anything like that.
Parents were pretty open, so they talked about that kind of stuff and what to do and what not to do.
To be honest, my family never really talked about race. They don't really talk about like. And the only time my mom says something derogatory against a different color race, I'll go, Mom, don't say that. But like, that's the only time we don't really sit down and actually talk about like different race in the United States and stuff like that. So.
I would say being more diverse, since I think the only people that I hang out with most of the time is either like white people or Asian people. Not a lot of diversity in there. So.
I think what I need to work on is not being so quick to judge different cultures and religions. Just because I'm not used to some of that stuff, I feel like it's a good time to broaden my horizons with different cultures and realize that people always don't do the same thing as I do.
I had to work on like saying things that's not so stereotypical. So I would sarcastically say something that's like, you know, people always say in, you know, society now, just saying like derogatory terms that are race. And to know that, you know, even though people say sarcastically nowadays, I shouldn't say, because it still hurts them, because when someone says something mean towards my race in a funny way, it still hurts me too. So I have to learn, you know, to watch what I say.
It would be just kind of trying to see them more as a person, like as who they are instead of what their race is.
Just getting to know people instead of seeing them as a race, I guess.
And a lot with law enforcement stereotyping.
Definitely stereotypes.
They need to realize that no one's the same and that everyone comes from different backgrounds.
It's just obviously like profiling and stuff like that, not making assumptions based on race.
That we're all humans and it doesn't matter about the color of our skin, and that there's so many cultures in this world that we should all acknowledge it, not just put aside the minorities and focus more on the whites, because our society still focuses on, like, you know, white being the superior, and anything that's not white, minorities are below us. at the end of the day, we should all just think that, you know, we're all people, we're all, you know, have opportunities to succeed in life, we're all unique.
World or global history, I mean, my bad. This semester and then last semester, I think it was world religions was counted as one. So
I took Intro to Asian American Studies, I took Intro to Ethnic Studies, and then that's pretty much what I took here in college. But in high school, I took like world religion classes, learned other religion. I took African music class in high school. So I try to diverse myself in different cultures.
Well, I'm in a Hurl class right now, Hurl 201, and I know there's others, but I can't make up for that.
I've taken Intro to Ethics, the Biology of Women, and then Intro to Women's Studies.
Yeah, right now I'm taking Asian American diversity class.
I think I agree with that. I mean, nobody comes out of the womb being racist. I mean, that's learned from parents, that's learned from different peers around school, around your social life. It's not something that you can be born with.
Yeah, I think if you don't see racism, you wouldn't be racist, I guess. You'd have to experience it somewhere.
I think racism is something that's learned. It's definitely not from within you. It can't be natural. I think it has to do with your environment and the people you're around with.
I think it's something that is, since it's already been, I think it's something that's already been there. It's really ingrained in our culture, and it's kind of hard for people to let go of things like that. So I think it's just around.
Definitely. Growing up, it depends where you live. You will see, you definitely see a more prominent race. So if you're from a town that's more white, you're bound to learn and say things that's derogatory to other minorities. But if you're a town with more diversity, your mind is more open, so you know what not to say, what's right, what's not right. So definitely, from growing up, you learn a lot of racism things, but it's not your intention to. It's just learning, it's just life, and you're gonna end up growing and changing your mind sooner or later.
I would say Salem, something like that. I'm not sure what it was called. Selma. Just kidding, that's Salem. That's a different one.
The color purple has Oprah Winfrey, and then I think it's about slavery. And then The Help, which is more like a comedy also too, but it's about racism back in the 1900s. And then a Disney movie called The Color of Friendship.
The Interview is a big one, and then I feel that a lot of Disney movies are also associated with that.
Yeah, of course I do.
Definitely. Society has an image of what you should be like, what's beautiful, what's the normal thing. So if you're not white, you're not skinny, you're not muscular, you're not the normal society, you're something outside of that, then you're weird. It kind of weird, it kind of not normal. And
I think they definitely can. I mean, there's a lot of shows where people act stereotypically.
Of course, all the time. I see it all the time.
I think they do. Just like in my experience from growing up and stuff, I know that a lot of Latin American people are the stereotypical roles of the house moms or the maids.
I want you to know that it's our time. You and me bleed the same light. I want you to know that I'm all yours. You and me are on the same course.